I think that says it all. Let's go! All right, welcome aboard, boys and girls. It is time for NFL Pregame Party Championship Tailgate Edition. It's championship weekend. Hope you guys are having a good one. I'm kind of fired up because the Royal Rumble was last night. Me and John were hanging out in Discord watching it. That was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Good to see you, John. Of course, we both got Chiefs jerseys on today because, I'd have a Lions jersey on because that's who I'm really pulling for this whole thing. But I don't own a Lions jersey, so I guess I'm gonna have to go out and get one. But anyway, also we got Knock on board. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you.
Good. Good.
Yeah, man. It is time to find out who's going to play in Super Bowl 58. But before we do that, I think we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL carousel of coaches. Let's talk about that to begin with. Looks like Harbaugh finally picked his team. It's going to be the San Diego Chargers. I know you guys don't like that at all, I'm sure. But, best he's been able to do so far is take a quarterback that basically was glorified running back and get him to a Super Bowl and lose it. So, hey, you may not have much to worry about. I don't know. We'll see.
He doesn't have Brady. Belichick is not as scary without Brady.
Okay, we're not talking about Belichick. We're talking about Harbaugh.
Oh, we're talking about Harbaugh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why was I thinking?
Where did you get Belichick? He's not even coach right now.
Actually, I saw a story this morning. He's talking about leaning towards TV because all of a sudden he is the guy.
He should do Sean Payton thing. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
there'll be jobs next year.
Yeah. Right. I think, I think the perfect fit for him would have been San Diego because they have a quarterback, I think that's the one position he doesn't want to teach. You know what I'm saying? Hang on, let's check in with the chat real quick. Keely Chow is here. Hey man, it's good to see you. Let's see. What's he saying? Fuck Dean Spanish? Gary Buechler? Neurotic? What's he talking about?
Dean Spanos.
Spanos, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, he's not a Chargers fan, no doubt about it. I don't know. I just think that organization's snake bit. I don't think Harbaugh is going to achieve the kind of goals he wants there. But then again, the NFL. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's kind of funny that an LA team won the Super Bowl really quickly after they moved their headquarters there. And they're going to set it up to where the Chargers will have every benefit they can have, I'm sure. They have their NFL offices out there now. It's not New York anymore, so.
Yeah.
But I just, you guys know how I feel about Harbaugh. I loved him as a player. I hate him as a coach. He's just he can turn your program around, but he's just a big whiner. I hate watching him during games, man. That drives me nuts. Do you guys think he's going to do well with the Chargers? Start with John.
There's a reason why he left the NFL.
Yeah.
And went to college.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of that Nick Saban thing.
Yeah.
Didn't relate well with the NFL player. I don't know. Knock, what do you think?
I mean, I obviously hope he crashes and burns. So,
Yeah, of course. But what does your football mind think about Jim Harbaugh going to the San Diego Chargers?
I mean, good for them. I
Mhm.
think, I think it's a good pick. I think any team would not mind having Harbaugh. You just hear all those stories about how much of a hard ass he is. I mean,
Yeah.
again, it never matters if you're winning.
Yeah, doesn't matter if you're winning, right?
Yeah. And talking about being a hard ass, look what happened when Eric Bieniemy went to the Commanders. The first thing you hear is the players complain because he's too hard on them.
Yeah, you got to be able to communicate with today's player. You have to. The guys that are being successful. I mean, look, one of the biggest turnarounds, and it's going to have to be a big culture change over there in San Diego because they've had talented teams. It's not like they haven't had talent.
Yeah,
that's not what they're suffering from. What they're suffering from is at the coaching level. They're snake bit. Even when they had really good coaches like Schottenheimer, they could get close, but they never could. Something always happened to them. Yeah, you got to have guys that can relate with today's athlete, man. I mean, just look at what Dan Campbell's doing with the Lions. I don't think there's a person that roots for NFL football that is not rooting for the Lions that isn't a Chiefs, Ravens, or 49ers fan this weekend. I mean, really think about it. Knock, who are you pulling for in this thing? You pulling for the Ravens since they're close to you? Or you pulling for the Lions?
To win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm always going to go for the team that doesn't have a Super Bowl. I mean, I don't mind if either one wins. But I like when the Eagles were, playing against the Patriots. I mean, obviously you have to root against the Patriots, but I wanted the Eagles to win because they'd never won one. So that's Lions are like the Cinderella this year, even though they're not a bad like 7th seed or anything like that. But still, they're the darling of the NFL right now.
Right. And look, Dan Campbell, I told you guys this last year when they showed they had Hard Knocks from Detroit last year, and every one of the assistant coaches he's got there is an ex-player. He knows how to relate to these guys. He played the game himself. And look at the guys that are really making an imprint these days. It's not a bunch of guys, the analytics guys like Brandon Stokely are getting out, and guys like Vrabel and the guy down in Houston, D'Amico Ryans. I mean, they're turning programs around, man. It's amazing. Let me address Keely Chow here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Gary, and I know he hates the San Diego Chargers because they left town. And you're absolutely right. They should have never left San Diego. I think if a team has a rabid fan base that sells out a stadium even when they lose, there should be some kind of bylaw where you can't move the team. Yeah. I mean, really. Admiral Teague is here, ready to bash me for being an anti-Jets guy, of course. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. But let's see what I just don't. I'm not a fan of Harbaugh, so I think it sucks that he's going to be coaching. Who you guys know, I love the quarterback there, and I really want to see him succeed, and I hope Harbaugh can do it for him. But oh, what a whiny bitch that guy is! I can't stand him. But anyway, what else happened in the NFL when it comes to coaching? Now we know for sure that Antonio Pierce is the coach of the Raiders, right? Yep. They went in and hired him,
complete with his thong.
What's that?
So complete with his thong.
His thong?
You didn't see that picture?
No.
There's a picture of him he's standing in front of the crowd holding it up, and you can see that he's wearing a thong.
No, I did not see that. That's awesome. See if you can find it. Good Lord, man. That's funny. Now, who is it Atlanta's leaning towards? Have they made a hire yet? I know we're trying to go after the offensive coordinator for the Lions, which I think is a mistake. I want Vrabel myself. But
no, the Falcons. I don't remember who they picked. Wasn't it Raheem Morris? Who picked up Morris?
Is it Raheem Morris? Let's take a look.
Somebody got Morris.
Okay.
No, Ben Johnson's going to DC.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we will get Vrabel. Maybe he will fall to us. Huh? Yeah. There's hope. There's hope. I'm not hearing anything out of Seattle.
No, nothing in Seattle.
I'm sharing it.
Zach Robinson, apparently. Who is this guy? The defensive coordinator? Or no, he's the offensive coordinator for the Steelers. Really? That doesn't sound right.
No, that's not right.
That can't be right.
They don't have an offensive coordinator.
Raheem Morris.
Yeah, I thought it was Morris.
Raheem Morris, but he's going to. It looks like he's going to hire this guy, Zach Robinson. He's the Rams. He's the Rams offensive coordinator. This guy, which we all know who the offensive coordinator is for the Rams. It's actually Sean McVay, but
yeah,
this guy's a figurehead.
Yeah.
What you got here, Mr. Thong, 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 thong? No wonder the players love him. They dress like him. That's awesome. That is the head coach of the Raiders, boys and girls. From behind. Okay.
Yeah, somebody's trying to say, oh, it's a T-shirt that came untucked. I'm like, no, that's not.
No.
Those are definitely underwear.
Oh, let's see. What is this? Hey, knock. Wow, I'm blind today. What is she talking about? Yes, I'm in a Chiefs jersey, Admiral Teague. Yes, I am, because I don't have a Lions jersey. If I had a Lions jersey, I'd have that one on. I'm wearing a jersey of a team I'm rooting for. And no, this is not a Pacheco jersey. This is a Trent Green jersey from back in the day.
Old school.
I bought this when we were going down to New Orleans to watch the Saints and Chiefs go at it. Let's see. That's disturbing, but not surprising. What is she talking about?
The thong picture.
You're in this week's favored team jersey. I hate to tell you, I think the Ravens are favored.
Yeah, Chiefs
actually,
are not
we're
Ravens.
underdogs.
Yeah. You don't go to the number one seed at their home.
No, I'm pretty sure that the Ravens are favored
not
in
very
that game.
often.
But
Ravens are gonna fuck around and find out, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I mean,
I think they're both going to be good games. I think
yeah.
they're both going to be good games. But we got to talk about last week's games first. But let's finish up on the head coaches. Okay, Ben Johnson, is that who they're talking to in Washington?
I'd be shocked if it wasn't him.
Of course, we're not going to know anything about that one until after the hopefully the Super Bowl. Hopefully, but
and they passed up Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
There's talk about bringing Eric Bieniemy back. So
yeah. Well,
next year.
That really depends on who the head coach is, though. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
He's going to have a lot of say in the staff, I would think.
Yeah.
What other teams are out there? Did the Panthers already hire their guy? I'm not sure if they did or not.
I'm not sure.
One of you guys look at
that. Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, they did. I'm trying to figure out who. But...
Let's see. Dave Canellis? Does that sound right? Who is Dave Canellis? Let's see. Who is Dave Canellis? Carolina Panthers to hire head coach with Mexican-American heritage.
Oh, Bucks offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Falcons are set to hire Raheem Morris.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that one.
Which
is a good hire for them. That's a good hire for them.
The Titans.
I like. What'd you say?
Brian Callahan's at the Titans.
Brian Callahan. Who is he?
I think he was.
The thong was disturbing. I didn't know what you were talking about, darling. I had no clue. Yeah, I'm okay. Jets here this week. Review bomb. I mean prediction. But Yeah, and I had heard we were going after Ben Johnson, but who knows?
He was the OC for the Bengals.
Okay, that's right. I did hear about that one because as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Wait a minute! They brought that guy in just for Joe Burrow." So, we'll see what happens there.
Seahawks and Commanders are the last two
without a head coach.
Yeah, and we still got Vrabel, Reich, McDaniels. Staley, Arthur Smith, Ron Rivera, Bill Belichick, and Pete Carroll. Although Pete Carroll's probably he's
not going to coach.
He's not going to coach. He's staying as an advisor.
Eagles hiring Kellen Moore as OC.
Yes. That I saw that this morning on NFL Network. I don't think that's a good fit.
I don't know.
Jalen Hurts is not Dak Prescott, man. No. I don't think that. No, he's Kellen Moore likes to throw the ball
he went to
too
the
much.
Chargers for a year.
Yeah.
So I mean, Hurts isn't Herbert either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he's been coaching pocket passers, and
well, maybe they want Hurts to be more of a pocket passer.
Maybe, but
can't make a career in running.
Really? That guy that's playing today in Baltimore has done it. So,
yeah.
I'm sorry. How many discussions have we had of him not winning in the playoffs?
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. You can run in the regular season. That's
if they can't win, then how come you're always picking them to play Madden with, man? What?
Well,
what's the deal?
The Ravens? I've never played
with
the Ravens.
Running quarterbacks, fool.
Again, I've never had that. You've ran with a quarterback 100 times more than I have. I never run with a quarterback.
I was usually playing with Russell Wilson too, though.
Well, all these analysts this week have been saying, "Oh, Andy Reid's going to retire at the end of the year."
No, he's not.
And Bill Belichick would be a perfect fit for the Chiefs.
What?
No.
What is that?
No, but
where is that coming from?
I don't believe any
these analysts. They're just trying to
be proof right now.
They're just trying to stir up trouble before the playoffs is what they're
That's
doing.
why people watch shows like this, so they can hear fans that know a little something about the game and not those talking heads.
Kansas City fans would not accept Belichick as head coach.
You don't think?
No, we wouldn't.
Oh,
I know we wouldn't.
I don't know. Belichick to Chiefs would be rewarding to me.
Okay, that's it, T. You're out of here. Where's the ban button?
Oh, Bernie Kosar feels routine. Oh man, don't mess with my boy Kosar, man. The sidearm slinger was awesome. Okay, boys and girls, we have got to discuss some games. Let's take a look at what happened last week. And a lot of these games, it was a better round than the wild card round. Not as many blowouts. It got better in the divisional round. Let's take a look at the games here.
The better teams had advanced. That's what happened.
What is it?
Out of the wild card round, the better teams had advanced.
Yeah, I'd say so. First one we want to talk about is, this is probably the biggest blowout of the weekend. The Houston Texans they went to Baltimore. That's right. This is the divisional weekend.
Yeah.
They went to Baltimore, and our rookie of the year came crashing back down to earth under the pressure of a really good defense. This game was close up to halftime. It was 10-10. But the depth chart showed up in the second half. Oh, my God, man. They made the adjustments and just started running the ball right down their throat. Wow.
Texas has been weak against the run all year anyway. So
yeah, they have. And, it was my first Saturday off in forever, and I got to see all these games. It was fun to watch. But, after they scored the second touchdown in the second half, I was like, they're not coming back from this. And they were terrorizing the kid for Houston, man. C.J. Stroud found out what playoffs football is all about, man. He got knocked around a little bit.
Yeah. Still didn't take any shine off his fact that he should be.
Not at all. Dude. nobody thought the Texans would be in the divisional round this year. They had 2 of the top 5 picks in the draft this year. I mean, they were that bad,
Yeah.
And I thought, they're doing all the right things down there. D'Amico Ryans, you can't say enough. He's candidate for Coach of the Year. He really is. Got to be.
Really turned that program around in a short amount of time.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that I don't want to call them rah-rah guys. These are guys that played in the game, played in the league, and know how to relate to somebody that's out there getting beat up.
Yeah.
They know how to relate to them. I don't think it took anything away from C.J. Stroud, not at all, and they should be really proud. I mean, it's sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned with that team. But they look great. They really do. And I'll tell you how bad it is, man. I got to, my good buddy that Knock knows, my best friend, we call him Dallas, okay? And because he's got so much Dallas shit, he's going to buy only his second non-Dallas Cowboys jersey. He's going to buy a CJ Stroud jersey. And that's pretty strong. Him buying something from the Texans, being a Cowboys fan. I don't know if you know that is a huge rivalry in Texas. They don't like each other at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on buying my very first non-Chiefs jersey.
Really?
Yeah. And that's a groupie from the Saints, the kicker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's from your part of the world, though, right?
Yeah. He's from my high school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Knock, what'd you think of this game, man?
It was definitely close in the first half, but in the second half, the Ravens' offense was just unstoppable.
Yeah.
And the defense was making all the right plays. So, took over in the second half. This was a vintage college game where the unranked team, goes into the half competitive, and then in the second half, the roster, the
depth chart shows, right?
The depth chart, the adjustments are made, the proper ones, and everything was working for them. They couldn't be stopped.
This is where I think the fact that it shows that D'Amico Ryan is a rookie coach,
mm-hmm.
and it showed up because he couldn't make the adjustments he needed to make.
Yeah, they kept trying to do the same things, and
where John Harbaugh went, okay, this isn't working. We're going to re-scrap this, and we're going to do this, and made the adjustments.
Let me tell you something, Admiral Teague. The last 2 things I'm buying are a Jets and a Raiders jersey. Okay, that's the last 2 things I'm buying. I've got a jersey from almost every team in the NFL, but those are the last 2 I'm buying: Raiders and a Jets jersey. Sorry,
I will never, ever buy a Raiders jersey.
I'm sure you won't.
Not even if somebody offered me Marcus Allen's gameplay signed jersey, I would have to turn it down.
Well, I will own one, and it because I hate the Raiders, man. But Randy Moss did play for him, and he's my favorite wide receiver that's not named Steve Largent ever. So I'd like to have all of his jerseys one of these days. So Teague's like, F the Raiders. Oh, me. Okay, so next game we got to talk about was much closer than I thought it would be, and it's why I'm hopeful for the Lions today. The Green Bay Packers showed up in San Francisco, fellas. They showed up.
I thought they were going to pull it off there at the end.
Yeah, they could have if they had, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Jordan Love, if he hadn't been imbued with the spirit of Brett Favre at the end of it, that he had plenty of time. That's just a guy that's never been in that spot before, right there.
Yeah, it was time management and the 2-minute warning that screwed them right there.
Well, I don't know that screwed them. They had plenty of time.
Yeah,
I thought they had plenty of time.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they mismanaged their time in the 2-minute warning.
Mm-hmm.
So they wasted a ton of time when they should have been calling timeouts.
I don't think, dude, when he threw that pick, there was plenty of time on that clock.
there was like 40, 50 seconds.
There was plenty of time left on that clock. He had plenty.
And it was
of
like
time.
what, only second down, I think, or something.
Yeah,
like
it was a second down play when he threw that ball across his body, Favre-like. I mean, it was funny. Online, they were showing Favre's pick in against the Saints playing for the Vikings. Same fucking play, damn near. Yeah. I mean, almost a mirror image. It was ridiculous. Oh man, the spirit of Brett Favre. Did he steal food stamp money? No, he threw across his body like an idiot, man. But they played a great game. They rattled Purdy. Of course, here's the thing that I wonder what the weather's like today up there in San Francisco. I wonder if it's raining still on the West Coast, because he did not like handling a wet ball at all. Did you guys notice that? Yeah. He didn't like that shit at all. He tried a glove. He tried without a glove. He was wiping his hand. He was wiping his hands. He'd get the ball from the snap and take one hand off of it and wipe it on his pants.
It's 64 and partly cloudy today.
Oh, damn it. I wish it rained like a
no rain today.
Damn it. No, that's the rain's going to be in Baltimore.
Yeah, I heard it's going to rain like hell in Baltimore. Yeah. You guys got rain up there?
There's a little bit. I don't know about rain like hell, but no, it's not rain like hell.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, this game was closer than I thought it would be. I thought the Niners would come out and send a message to everybody, and they did send a message to everybody. And I want you guys to I want to touch on this, because when I was watching it, I said, you know what? Shanahan may be one of those guys like Schottenheimer that's going to get him there and can't get it done, because right at the end of the half, he didn't trust his quarterback again. He let the fucking clock run out. He didn't try and score. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you letting this go down? It's like he coaches. This guy's a great offensive mind. Would you not agree, fellas? He knows how to get the max out of his players. But for some reason, he does not trust them to make the right decisions come crunch time. He does not trust them. Yeah. I mean, I watched the Super Bowl against you guys, against the Chiefs. When he didn't let Garoppolo try and get points at the end of the half, he let the friggin' clock run down. He did the same thing in this fucking game. I was like, dude, what are you doing? This is when you go for the throat. When I'm playing Madden, man, I play conservative as fuck and run the clock out and all this shit right up to the 2-minute warning. When it comes to the 2-minute warning, I am trying to, number one, steal the ball on defense so I can get another possession right before the half. And number two, trying to get out of bounds and stuff to stop the clock to get more points on the board.
Yep.
I mean, if you watch my Seahawks, that's how Russell Wilson the last 5 years has made his living, scoring right before the half, And man, I Shanahan, I don't know what he's doing, being so conservative right before a half. I don't get it. Did you guys notice this during the game? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I noticed they let the clock run out, and it's like, you guys could have scored.
Right? They're not even attempting to do so. Yeah. That must frustrate you, Knock. I know you love good offense and all that stuff. Is that not frustrating to you, him being so conservative right before the half?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's if you're in the 2-minute warning and it's before the half, you should gamble, because it's not going to matter.
It's not gambling. What's wrong with just calling plays and seeing what happens?
That's true.
I mean, there's a reason why. You'll notice if a team that's on defense like gets a third down stop with a minute to go, they will if they have a timeout, stop the clock, because you never know, you might bust a punt return. Yeah, it's not a gamble. It's just playing the fucking game, and I don't understand. I really don't understand that dude. He's got the most prolific offenses the NFL's ever seen, and he does not trust them to try and get points before half. I don't get it.
He's got probably the best running back in the game right now.
arguably the best tight end. I know you don't want to hear that, but he doesn't get as much love as Kelsey because let's face it, this year it's nothing but Kelsey and fucking Mahomes. The wide receivers have been falling down, but Kittle's one of the best ever too.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
I mean, it frustrates the shit out of me. I'm sitting there watching this going, dude, why? Because, I'm no big 49ers fan, but I hate to see bad decision-making in a football game. And that's, to me, is bad decision-making. Being that conservative, it's like you're playing not to lose. Well, you know what, Mr. Shanahan, if you play not to lose, you're going to lose most of the time. It's ridiculous. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But anyway, Green Bay, hats off to them. They had a great second half of the season. We were supposed to get that 7 seed. They ended up with it, and they made the most out of it.
The reason why they got that seed is because they beat us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they beat some really good teams down the stretch to get in the playoffs. They did.
Although technically we beat ourselves, more than they beat us. So,
that was a while ago. I don't remember all the details. But I tell you, man, it's just 49ers, they raise a lot of questions with me. The further they go in the playoffs, all of a sudden, let's face it, they've got a great offense, but man, if Shanahan keeps being so conservative in certain spots in the game when he should be going all out, I don't.
They did the
championship teams. If Mahomes has time with timeouts before a half, he's going for fucking touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
They're
going for touchdowns. I don't get it. Okay, so hats off to the Green Bay Packers. They had a great season. And the 49ers, you better get on your horse, man, because there's a team coming to town that's playing with house money, and they are feeling good about themselves. And let's talk about them right now.
The 49ers did something that you should never do in the playoffs, and that's show vulnerability.
Yeah, because teams will jump on you. They will. This game, of course, now this game dictated who I was rooting for down the stretch right here. Because if Baker pulled this off, I was definitely pulling for him.
I'm just glad we don't have to see the Baker Mayfield running down the field again.
Am I driving you guys nuts with that gif?
That gif, yeah.
It gets to the point where that's when I root against those teams. So I don't feel like anymore.
Yeah, but I love him, man. I'm sorry. I just love him.
Cool. I don't.
I know you don't. Anyway, can we agree, though, the Buccaneers are making a mistake if they don't sign him?
Yeah.
Deal. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to do better in the draft than what they've got right now. He is not the reason why they lost that game.
No.
Yeah, he threw the pick at the end of it, but they were having to try and come back, and they did. I hate having this conversation over and over again. And they were trying to sell it again on NFL Network this morning.
Yeah.
The 96% versus 48% and blah, 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 and all this number crunching bullshit. You only go for 2 when you have to.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. You want to go for 2 to try and win the game? Let's get to where 2 will win the game.
Yeah.
Let's get to that point.
Not if we go for 2 now, we might be able to win the game.
No bullshit.
Take the points.
Take the points, and then do your little gambling down at the end. I would be behind that a lot more. If you feel like you're not going to make it in overtime, great, go for 2 and try and win the game. But damn, at least get to the point where you can do that.
Now, if your offense is just walking all over the defense without breaking a sweat,
right,
go for 2.
Yeah, but this is a different situation. They were down 2 touchdowns. I mean, and it was a good game. The only reason why they were down 2 touchdowns is because they had a 3 and out, and the Lions scored back-to-back touchdowns. That's why it happened, because these guys were going back and forth for half of the game. It was a great game. Baker looked great. I enjoyed watching him. Of course, he had some people drop balls again. You know, Mike Evans was one of them, but boy, he made up for it there right before the half. What's Baker Mayfield doing? He's trying to get points, and he sure as hell got them. You know.
Yep.
So this was fantastic, and I tell you, you got to be happy for the Detroit Lions. Those fans have been starving for a winner for a long damn time, and they got to see two, not one, but two postseason wins in their own house. That's pretty damn cool. Yeah, don't make me get started on the analytics bullshit, Admiral Teague. I'm an old school guy. I believe you only go for two when you have to. So, it's just, that's always been my mantra. I was outright surprised Mayfield turned it around. Yeah. Hey, look, I've been watching Baker his whole career. Yeah, he's got a little bit of Brett Favre in him, but the one thing you got to say about the guy is he's trying to win. He wants to do the best for his team. Look, the last year he was with the Cleveland Browns, he was hurt the entire fucking season and played. He didn't sit. Half these puss balls in the NFL would have been sitting on the sidelines with what he had. He had a shoulder injury.
I can't play.
Yeah. He played the entire year. Let's see. He stood in tough in the playoffs. Yeah, he's a tough guy. He really is. He's a gamer. He wants to win. But hats off to the friggin' Lions, dude.
Yeah.
That their Cinderella season continues. Knock, what did you think of this game?
I felt a little sad that the championship wasn't going to play in Detroit, man. They lit it up.
Yeah, right. A lot of people were pulling for the Packers against the Niners so that could happen, right?
Yeah.
They did light it up, dude. They did a fantastic job. And my man Knock called it last week, folks. As soon as that guy, what's his name, Gibbs? He got that ball in his hand and was gone. That was ridiculous, man. Wow. I didn't even know who he was when you mentioned him last week, Knock. And
he's their star. He's going to be a star for them.
Yeah.
He's a first round pick for them.
Speed, you can't coach it, can you, Knock?
Nope.
Woof. He hurt him. But yeah, hats off to my man Bowles. He had a good season with the Buccaneers. Got a division championship for him. Todd Bowles, I hope continues there. I think he brings a little stability to the organization. Yeah. That defense still can hurt people. It still can, but they were outgunned in this one, man. The Lions let it all hang out, man. It was crazy. And as much as I hate to say it, because I was the guy's biggest critic, you got to, hey, hats off to friggin' Jared Goff.
I was going to say, did you ever think that Goff would be playing this
I
level of
never
football?
thought Goff would be playing in another championship game. I did not. It's I thought Sean McVay got the most out of him in L.A., but apparently I'm wrong. The guy, he didn't make we've talked about it before. Goff has been having a great season, but he's always got that one play that makes you think, what the fuck is going on in your head, bro? Even when they got a lead, he'll do something stupid.
Yeah.
And the only thing I saw stupid in this game out of the Lions was a couple of the play calls, a couple of these, and it's always one of these behind the line of scrimmage screens that gets blown up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's just, I'm like, man, when you're rolling, just hand the ball off, go downhill. Shit.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on them. Don't sit there and backpedal.
You're not the Chiefs with Pacheco. You cannot get away with screens from behind the line of scrimmage.
Right. But it was a good game. This one was in the second half. It wasn't as close as the score indicates, but they lost. The Buccaneers lost me when they went for two. I'm thinking, Todd Bowles, why are you letting them talk you into this? Because I know somebody talked him into it. I know he doesn't think this, but anyway, hats off to the Lions. They in the dance. And the last one we got to talk about It's John's beloved Kansas City Chiefs
beating the Bills again.
Beating the Bills yet again.
Field goal.
Beating
Harrison butt kicker.
The two words that Buffalo Bills fans do not want to hear. And when they were lining up for that kick, I don't know if you guys remember, I texted in the thread, I said, I'm feeling Super Bowl 91 vibes here.
And I'm like, wide right.
Damn,
wide right.
Unbelievable. It'd been different if he'd have hooked it,
Yeah.
Wide right again. Wow. Now, this is a team, Buffalo did the same thing in the AFC that the Packers did in the NFC. They turned their season around and hauled ass to the finish line. They beat a lot of good teams down the stretch, man. Scott Norwood feels redeemed after that kick. Yeah, he does. I felt bad for that dude. You got to feel for him, man.
There's a video. Some Chiefs fan set up a fan next to his TV to blow from the left and
from left to right?
Yeah,
because the camera angle is always going to be behind the kicker.
Yep, and they set up the fan, and it's it went wide right, and they're
unbelievable, man, unbelievable. I can't believe that game ended that way for those guys. I was not pulling for them. You guys know how I feel about the Buffalo Bills, but I gotta say, I gotta give it to him. He had a great game. It was the Chiefs defense that came up every time a play needed to be made. I mean, he had a clear touchdown there near the end of it. He did. That kid on the post route. You know what I'm talking about, Knock?
Yeah.
Whenever the Chiefs defender ran into him right when he was throwing the ball, that would have been a touchdown if he hadn't been hit.
If Stephon Diggs could catch the ball,
Yeah, that's true too.
There would have been several different things as well.
That diva right there, yeah.
There was a lot of drop balls.
Yeah, there was
on both sides of the ball.
I got to give it to Josh Allen. He had a great game.
Really Kelsey was dropping too. Yeah, so
yeah, there was. Well, I mean, it was rough conditions. What was the temperature there? It was pretty bad. They were basically playing with a frozen rock. So
yeah.
Well, that's any game in bad conditions. But as Spock said in Wrath of Khan, sauce for the goose, because the Chiefs play in that stuff all the time too. So they're used to it. But anyway, I thought this was a great game. Went back and forth. The end of the third quarter was really weird, though. We had a lot of craziness go on there. We had the stupid fucking. Were they just trying to get Lamar Hamlin as highlight or something with that fake punt in their own territory? What the fuck was that? That was dumb as shit.
Yeah, Pacheco comes running on and says, "Hey, they're going to fake punt it."
Cool.
What'd you say, Knock? What'd you say?
And he's winning player of the year, so they're comeback player of the year. So that's
You're kidding me, really?
Yeah, he's the odds-on favorite for it.
Not Baker Mayfield.
Nope, it's going to be.
That's some horse shit. But anyway,
well, the guy died. I mean, come on, he died on the field.
Whatever. That's a sympathy vote. I'm not into sympathy votes. No, the guy died. Yeah, and he, yeah. Well, the coaches trying to get him his 15 seconds of fame, fucked up with that fake punt.
Yeah.
What was the kid's name that fumbled the ball right there at the pylon for you guys going in? What was that kid's name? He hadn't touched the ball all season, John.
Oh, I don't remember who fumbled the ball at the line. Do you remember?
See, nobody even knows this dude's name. It's crazy.
Going on this week.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Niners all day. Fuck all your teams. All right, Tommy, we got you, man.
Who fumbled the ball in the Bills-Chiefs game? For the Chiefs.
But yeah, it was craziness down the stretch there.
Jordan. Oh no, sorry, that's someone else.
No, Admiral Teague. This is the guy. Hamlin's the dude who got thumped in the Bengals.
Mercole Hardman. It was Hardman that dropped it. That fumbled at the line and it went out the back or went off the side. So
okay, he's a Chiefs vet.
Is he?
Oh yeah, been there several years.
Well, he went to the Jets and we brought him back.
Yeah.
And some of that
Jets
cooties got on him, I guess.
He says, anyway, Chiefs have a good chance of beating the Ravens. Good luck. There we go. To answer your question, Teague, Hamlin's the guy that got thumped by the Cincinnati Bengal dude right in the chest and his heart stopped. Remember last year they had to work on him for
9 minutes.
Yeah, 9 straight minutes. They were doing.
He died like 3 times on the field.
Yeah,
his heart stopped like 3 times. So
yeah, that's who ran the fake punt for Buffalo. His name's Damar Hamlin, but he says, "Oh, okay, I remember now." I was fixing to say, I knew he had forgotten what that was, but what's he saying? So is that now his birthday? I don't. I have no clue, brother. I don't know. But
it's going to be an anniversary. That's for sure.
Teague's relentless, man.
It's going to be an unofficial holiday in the NFL.
Right, it's an unofficial holiday.
All I heard going into this game was how the Bills were going to destroy us.
I knew better than that. But here's my question: look, the Chiefs did what the Chiefs do.
Yeah.
Okay. They did what the Chiefs do. I'm glad to see they did well. Great. And I hate Buffalo. But here's my question to you guys. What's it going to take to get Josh Allen over the hump and into the Super Bowl? What's it going to take?
A defense that can stop somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Von Miller has been pretty nothing for them.
Well, he's an old
more
too.
Reliable. Same thing Pat has. More reliable wide receivers. Stephon Diggs
a kicker.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It seems like an obvious one, but I feel like I was going to say it anyways. But
it's obvious they made the right move getting rid of the offensive coordinator because their offense has flourished since, right?
Yeah.
And it's not all Josh Allen. Surprising to say, it's not all just him. They found a running game in Cook, I believe. They need to stick to. And you may be right, Knock. It may be the defensive side of the ball, which is what the head coach is known for. What's going on there? What's he need to fix there? Josh Allen, I got to tell you, as much as I don't like the Bills, I was impressed by him in this game. He didn't make the fuck up. He didn't make the screw up. He's usually known
for relying on the run does for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you get that guy a running game, just like Elway. We talked about that last week. He didn't do anything until he got Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he didn't do nothing.
Well, he drugged the fucking Broncos to 3 Super Bowls on him, and the defense drugged the Broncos kicking and screaming to 3 Super Bowls that they got smoked in. But
darn,
yeah,
those poor guys.
Those poor guys, right? But
my point about the wide receivers is every time that they got yardage on 3rd and long, it was because Josh Allen pulled the ball down and had to run because his receivers could not get open.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah. It was usually Josh running for a first. Yeah, yep. On 3rd and long. You're right. It was. You begin to wonder if they've got the right head coach. Does this actually become a Tony Dungy situation? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to take a change at the head coach to get this team over the hump? I mean, which when Gruden and him swapped teams, it was beneficial for both teams, right? Yeah. Because Peyton Manning had all the offense in the world and needed a defense to complement him to get a Super Bowl ring, right? And the same, and Tony had built a championship defense. Oh my God, how many Hall of Famers are there on that fucking 01 Super Bowl team? Or excuse me, 2. Was it 01? The 01 season? No, it wasn't the 01 season. It was the 02 season, right after.
Well, it's funny because even in that Indy year, their defense actually really wasn't that good. It was still sort of Manning. However, because they had like they had the worst run defense I think in the league, or they were really low.
Mm-hmm.
But in the playoffs, nobody ran on them.
Nobody ran on them.
Nobody
they
ran.
committed to stopping it, and
their defense completely did a 180, and that's what matters.
Yep. But so kudos to the Kansas City Chiefs making their 6th. That's if that's not a record, that's got to be close. What's the record for the most championship games in a row? It's got to be the Packers, right? From like the fucking 40s and 50s or some shit. Could be the Browns from that time period too. But hats off to them. 6th championship game in a row. They're on the road this time though. Chad Pennington easily beat so-called good QB Peyton Manning back-to-back years in the playoffs. Once at home, once away. Peyton is overrated. I don't think he's overrated, but Chad Pennington was underrated. That's for sure. He just didn't have a monster arm. Go ahead, John.
It's obviously Tom Brady.
Is it really? What's their record?
8.
8 in a row?
Yeah.
So you guys are 2 away from that. Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay. So 8 championship games in a row. Jesus Christ. All right. But anyway, hats off to the Chiefs. They made it. That's good stuff. Now it's time, boys and girls. It is time to check out the championship games this weekend. We've got 2 good ones, 2 really good ones, because now, did you guys play in the regular season this year?
No.
Kansas City didn't play Baltimore this year.
No.
At all.
Nope.
Let's see. Don't they usually have the ratings? Yeah, there they are. Okay. So we know how good both teams are on offense. They do it in different ways. Of course, Kansas City throws the ball, and the Ravens run the ball. The defense, I mean, unbelievable. The friggin' Kansas City Chiefs defense is number 2. That's shocking to me. That's hard to believe. But they show up when it's time, man. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if you lose him in the offseason to one of these teams that hasn't gotten a head coach yet.
It's possible.
And don't be surprised if he ends up in Seattle, man. Don't be surprised at all. Pete's going to be in their ear going, you need a defensive guy. You need a defensive guy, right? But I think they're leaning towards offense. Their statement at the end of the year was like they were looking for an offensive guy. But
that's going to leave Vrabel out.
Right. I know. And that sucks. I want a defensive guy, but that's just me. Dude, what more can you say about this game? It's the questions are going to be answered today. Can Lamar Jackson win the big one? Can he do it? Right? Can he get them there?
Well,
in the past, he hasn't been able to. So
if you listen to the NFL conspiracy theorists,
it's
going to be a Chiefs Lions Super Bowl because the NFL wants Taylor Swift and Eminem at the Super Bowl.
Are they going to change the halftime show for that?
I doubt it because they've got Usher. But
well,
you know that if they're there, they're going to get plenty of coverage on camera.
I hate to tell you, Tommy, but everybody that isn't a 49ers, Chiefs, or Ravens fan is rooting against you today. Believe that. We're all rooting for the Lions. The NFL is a conspiracy, Ed Boutique says. Well, if this is probably the last team the Ravens wanted to see.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure they were rooting for these guys to get knocked off because they've been here. This is the 6th time in a row. They've gone to the Super Bowl 60% of the time they play in this game.
Yep.
And the Ravens haven't been there in a long time. As a matter of fact, from what if I remember correctly, the last time Baltimore hosted a championship game, they were the fucking Colts. The Ravens have always gone to the Super Bowl on the road.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see what's up. I mean, Me personally, I'm pulling for the Chiefs because I'm not a big lover of the Ravens. That is not a team that I root for. I used to root for him when Ray Lewis was there. He's not with them anymore. So, and I just rooted for the player, really.
That was the last time they went to the Super Bowl.
What's that?
That was the last time they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, his last ride. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he retired shortly after that game.
He drugged them to him and that defense. Him and Ed Harris, or was it Ed? Yeah, Ed Harris, not Ed Harris.
Reed.
Ed Reed. Drugged them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and the heart-stealing throws of Mr.
I mean, I don't agree with that at all, but okay.
Go ahead, man.
Maybe in the Super Bowl it was good, but did you guys not see Flacco during that playoff?
I was fixing to say,
dude threw like 300.
That's what I was talking about. The heart-stealing throws of Joe Flacco, man. When they needed it, Flacco came through. Yeah, he was a little erratic at times, but man,
during that run,
I know Knock will never forget the fucking Broncos game. I know he'll never forget.
Yeah, that. He didn't do that just to us too. That was the crazy thing. He did it every single game.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for a blackout, the Ravens were up by like 20 points in that game.
Yeah.
And then the lights went out.
Yeah. A lot of people think that was a conspiracy to try to get the Niners back in the game. Oh, shit. The Ravens always have killer players like Ray Lewis. Yeah. And now it's Lamar Jackson. The guy is special, no doubt. But, hey, it's time for him to earn the money that he earned in the offseason. Remember, the big thing in the offseason was he has no agent. He's really gambling, blah, 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 and he ended up getting paid for it, guys. So it's time for him to earn his money. Can he do it?
The man still can't cut a promo to save his life, though.
Oh, well, I mean, come on. Yeah. It was funny as shit after that game last week. He had a jacket on him. He said, "Can we do this inside?" I heard him on the Did
cold.
You hear him say that? Yeah.
It's cold out here. Can we go somewhere?
That was funny, man. Oh, it's too good. Too good. But anyway, thoughts on this game, gentlemen? I'm going to start with Knock. What do you think, man? What's the outcome? What's going to be the difference?
It's going to be the Chiefs' defense is the difference maker in this one. Can they stop Lamar? But and we mentioned it before, they were in the second half of that game last week. That offense was unstoppable. 3 drives of like 80 yards, 5 to 10 plays, whatever it was, could not stop them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's what you need to expect. So can the Chiefs defense stop that from happening? And that's it. Like, that's going to be the factor.
Yeah, well, we were ranked the number 2 defense for a reason.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I know you watched that Buffalo game. They were gouging you with
big thing. Mark Andrews is back. Mark Andrews is back, tight end for the Ravens.
Okay, yeah. He is.
And he's
as good, if not better, than Kelsey. But we'll see how healthy he is.
Oh, he's not.
Don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on Mark Andrews. He doesn't get the flash.
I will give Andrews. He's at least top 5 currently playing, but he's nowhere in Kelsey or Kittle's league.
Doesn't drop the ball as much as Kelsey.
He leans.
I don't watch him that much, but no, he's a really good tight end.
Yeah,
I think it's a difference maker. There's a lot of weapons on that team.
He hasn't played in months though.
Yeah,
no, he's been hurt. Yeah, but still.
Well, I think you're right. I think
you want your stars to come back for playoff
is what's going to dictate the
So.
game. I mean, we've seen the Chiefs fall behind before, and the one guy that's not going to give up is Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
I still say to this day, one of the best performances I ever saw by Mahomes was the last, I'd say, 6 minutes of the game against Tampa Bay. They were in a losing effort. He was doing superhuman shit out there trying to drag them back into the game. It was pretty awesome. But I'm with you. And my concern is that defense, because they were getting gouged by Cook last week.
Yes, they were.
I mean, but here's the thing. They locked it down inside the red zone, though. They did do that. So I don't know, man. This Baltimore definitely did the right thing getting a new offensive coordinator to enhance the talents of Lamar Jackson and the guys they have on that roster. No doubt about it. The tweaks they put, it's basically the same offense they were running with a couple of tweaks to it. You know what I mean? And wow, it has produced phenomenal results, man. These guys run like it's nobody's business. Number one rushing team in the league. And that's, as you can see there, wow, that's going to be the question. You're right, Knock. It's going to be, can they hold up against this Russian attack, man? But you know what, Spags? Here's the thing. If it's close at halftime, I got to lean towards the Chiefs, man, because nobody makes fucking second half adjustments like the Chiefs do. That is something that they do rather well. And not to the Harbaugh that I respect actually coaches for this team. I like him better than his brother. You know what I'm saying? I like Jim better than his brother. We'll see what happens, but Lamar's got to show me. He's got to show me. You know what I mean? He's got to do it. And some guys don't ever get over the hump. If they do, it's going to be tough to beat that team in the Super Bowl. I can tell you that. The teams in the NFC, guarantee you, are Chiefs fans. They don't want to face that Ravens team, no doubt. Guarantee you.
Yeah. We are going to be out Derek Nottie, but the guy we elevated, Mike Pinnell, has 2 Super Bowl rings. So let's just, he's been to the dance with us. He's
been there, knows what to do, right?
Yeah. So we're going to get Mike Edwards back because he's coming off. He's off concussion protocol. He's full practice Friday. Trent McDuffie was full practice.
Yeah. Look, I saw, and we're going to talk about the other game here in a minute, but I saw that Deebo Samuel's going to play today. I'm like, of course he's going to play. I was telling my wife, I was like, this is for all the marbles. They're going to shoot him up with whatever they got to shoot him up with, and he's going to play. You know what I mean? You're going to get, unless the guys have basically torn ACLs or broken bones, they're playing today. And even guys with casts will go out there and play today. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is for everything. This is what these guys play their entire careers to do. So, they're going to play today. All right, let's pick this game. Man, I'm not a gambler. This is kind of an evenly matched game, but I got to give it to the quarterback that's been there and done that, man. Lamar has not been here and done this. He has not. And he's had a few chances with some good teams and hasn't been able to get here. Now, maybe this is just getting in this door will light something up in him that makes him a genius all of a sudden on the football field. But I don't know. I just don't see it. I think Patrick Mahomes with the ball in his hand, I'll put my money on him in a championship game any day. I think we know where you're going, John.
There's something Lamar hasn't really faced, and that's an extremely motivated Chris Jones.
Oh my God, yeah. Well,
because if they get to the Super Bowl, that's another $1 million in his pocket.
Yeah.
So he's going to be coming for Lamar's head.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right, Tommy Huxley. Spags is a G. Yeah, no doubt. He is a gangster. No doubt about it. He is going to be looking to bust up Mr. Lamar Jackson.
And the thing is, what happens when you run into the blitz?
Unless you hit the right gap, you're going to get blown up. Yeah, no doubt about it. But, we'll see what happens. I mean,
and there's one thing Spags likes to do is come after you.
Yeah, he does. But much like Todd Bowles, if he thinks it's going to benefit him to sit back
Oh,
he will. I mean, he's a smart dude.
We'll drop the safeties back and play contain if we have to. But if we smell blood,
I think you're going to have to play defense the same way you played it last week.
Yeah,
you're facing basically the same thing again, a running quarterback that can hurt you.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking they play just the way they did last week. Knock it down in the red, lock it down in the red zone. Just let them have their way in the middle of the field, but just lock it down in the red zone. I mean, because it's going to be tough, dude.
I'm not. No, it's not. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a hard fought game. But obviously, I'm pulling for the Chiefs, and I think we are going to. We're going to pull it. We're going to hold on. We're going to make it.
Yep. Knock, your thoughts, sir.
Yeah, they haven't played anyone like, Chris Jones, but who have they played? They played the 49ers.
Yeah.
Destroyed them.
Destroyed them.
Dolphins. Yeah. Destroyed them.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and the 49ers are the best of all those teams. They're the number 2 team in the NFL when they're playing their best. And ever since the Ravens went through that murderer's row, they had the Jaguars, and the Jaguars were still decent before they fell off.
Yeah.
They beat the Rams. They beat the 49ers. They beat the
that
Dolphins.
was probably the closest game out of all of them was the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams one was a close one.
The Rams had a chance at the end.
But they pulled it off. And when you're a good team, you find a way to win, even through adversity. And so you could get a pass rush, but what can Lamar do that, the Chiefs haven't had to deal with that much? A running quarterback that can escape the pocket.
Yeah.
How many freaking, and it's going to be the same for the Ravens defense. How many teams try to catch Mahomes and he just outruns them? Well, Lamar can do that too. That's what I'm saying.
It's a circus act when they flush Mahomes. I mean, because
it's ridiculous, and I think Mahomes but Mahomes is always looking down the field. He doesn't want to run. He just can't.
Lamar isn't quite looking down the field. He's looking to get yards.
He's a little bit, especially with Mark Andrews back, he's going to look his direction. Yeah. That's his safety valve. Right. But when he runs it, he runs hard. He runs far, and I think that'll be the difference. But I'm going with Ravens because it is at home, and they went through ever since they went through that gauntlet. I think they're the best in the NFL, and I've seen nothing.
Battle tested.
Last week.
Yeah.
After last week, when they, that second half of the game, where they adjusted and just was completely unstoppable. They look like the number 1 team in the NFL, and the defense was swarming.
The defense is hard hitting, man. I got to give it to them. I haven't seen a defense hit like that since the Seahawks 10 years ago. I really haven't. They are a physical fucking defense. They will light you up.
Yeah.
We always talk about how physical the Niners are. I think the Ravens defense is more physical than the Niners are. I mean, they're looking to take your head off. It's
the problem with Lamar throwing, yes, he's improved that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit he's gotten a lot better than he used to be.
Brian's in the house. Eric Ory's in the house. Good to see you guys.
He's got to deal with Ladarius Sneed, who's pretty much the unsung secondary hero in the NFL. Because I mean, he's you got to remember, we've locked 24 points is the most anybody's put on us in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at, we don't, nobody gets 30 points on us.
Yeah.
So
we'll see today, man.
Yeah.
I got a feeling if they put 30 on you today, you ain't winning. Because I mean, look, we know what their game plan is going to be defensively.
Yeah.
They're going to double team your tight end all day long because they don't believe in your wide receivers. Now, what's the kid's name? Rashid. He's been coming on.
Rashid Rice. Yeah.
Yeah. Rice. That's it. Rashid Rice. But who else is he going to go to? I mean,
Justin Ross, which they need to get the ball into his hands more. I fully agree with that. Justin Ross, they need to throw to Watson more.
Brian, stop it. This is their rankings on offense, defense, and all that good stuff. It's not inches, my friend.
Yeah.
Put your glasses on.
I mean, it's mostly black guys, so that's penis size. So that's make that clear.
Oh my God! Double teaming is tight end wide receivers. Listen to this. Brian's trying to bust me up over here. Okay. But yeah. Okay. So Knox got the Ravens, and you can tell by our jerseys who me and John think are going to win the game. So yeah. But I think this could be a classic. This could be a classic right here.
To quote good old JR, this is going to be a slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker, baby. No doubt. In the rain. That's the equalizer right there. Who can hang on to the damn football? That's an element we got to remember too. It's going to be, this is the kind of playoff football I love. I wish it was snowing, but rain will do. I like them playing outside in the elements. I just do. Okay. Last one we got to talk about. Now, we heard Tommy Huxley earlier. That's his team. He's looking forward to seeing them. But everybody else who's not a Ravens or Chiefs fan or a Niners fan, we all know they're pulling for this team right here. The friggin' Detroit Lions, man.
Oh, I'm pulling for them.
The Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. They go at it at 5:30 this evening Central Time. Man, this is going to be a good fucking game. It really – well, both of these games are going to be good. But, dude, after their performance against the Pack last week, there's got to be some fear in the minds of the fucking 49ers. There's got to be, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean –
like I said, they showed they were vulnerable.
Yeah. But we got dry footballs this week. Maybe it was all that for Purdy last week. Let's see. Small Time says, Hail, got a head cold, so I can't come on. Knock when I hear wiener size in regards to the Chiefs. I have the unfortunate flashbacks of Chris Jones running at the combine. Oh, no. My man, Matt, he's always good for a good one. That's great. Teague says, go Niners. We need the Lions to lose or we're totally out of excuses. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah. But, hey, your franchise has a ring, dude. You know, Broadway Joe got you one a long time ago. Hang on. Let me do this for Teague real quick. Hang on. I'm going to make Teague jealous real quick. Buddy boy, your team has a ring, okay? It's because of this guy right here. And I got him hanging on my wall every day. Broadway Joe from Alabama. That's right. You think I hate the Jets. I don't hate the Jets. I like great players. But, hey, what can I tell you? Anyway, the Lions have never done it, man. You know? So that's what I'm pulling for. I want to see, and I know Knock is too. I know Knock is rooting for the Lions in this one because they've never been there. So, and I think everybody that's an NFL fan that has watched the Lions on Thanksgiving Day for how many decades, and seen some of the greatest players the NFL's ever seen. I mean, can anybody argue that Barry Sanders is not one of the greatest players to ever play the game?
Exactly.
I mean, Calvin Johnson, Megatron. They've had tons of players go through that system, and they've never sniffed the Super Bowl. They've never been in this spot. They've never been in the championship. I mean, they might have been back when they were wearing rubber helmets or something.
No, this is their second championship.
Is it?
Like the 60s, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform. Dude, they're playing with house money. If I was the 49ers, I'd be scared to death right now because they have proven they can light you up. Huh?
And they've got nothing to lose.
They got nothing to lose. Nothing. I mean, everybody's going to be saying good things about them no matter what happens in this game. The 49ers go out and hang a 50 burger on them. Everybody's going to say, well, great season for the Lions, but they're still snake bit. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the same old talking points with the Lions, And I just got a feeling Dan Campbell's going to put a chip on these guys' shoulder. And look, nobody wants to win this game more than Jared Goff. Nobody wants to light that team up more than Jared Goff does. The question's going to be, can he put the stupid pills away and just play within what the 49ers give him? And it's going to be a lot of check down shit. They're a conservative defense. They're very good at what they do on defense. But if he goes test in the middle too much, a guy named Fred in the middle of that defense is going to make him pay, so this is going to be a fun game to watch. Of course, I'm an NFC guy, and the Niners are from my division. I'm getting tired of this run they're on. But as I detailed earlier when we were talking about their game last week, I think Shanahan's got to take the cuffs off of these guys in certain spots. He coaches too conservatively sometimes, and I don't think that's going to work today. You got to let it all hang out today, because the Lions are going to. The Lions are going. My God, man! If they get that kid Gibbs going, we saw last week. It's going to be a long day for them.
Question is, can the O-line of the Lions, who've done a good job all year, keep Bosa out?
Yeah, and Chase.
Yeah, because they got that pair. Because they got, I forgot. Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting they've got Chase.
Keep forgetting about that. The Niners love to make that trade at the trade deadline, right? They did it last year with McCaffrey.
Yeah, and they did it this year with Chase. So,
man, it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to see. Let's see. Lions versus Niners could be dubbed the Mariucci Bowl. I thought the same thing, bro. I thought the same thing. I really did. What's Admiral Teague saying? Small time Republic or the toilet bowl? Yeah, this should be good, man. Knock, what do you think of this one?
Well, it's interesting to see if Debo will last more than 2 plays before he gets knocked out again.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a bruise on his shoulders, what it is. And he's had it for a while.
That's what caused him to stay out of the game? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you got to 49ers, I think they're the best team in the NFC if they play their best, when they're healthy and everything's going right and they utilize the talent of the team. And Lions aren't the best on defense. Look at that, 19th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're vulnerable, especially in the secondary. So it's going to be Lions are going to need a shootout, and they're going to need to get at Purdy, in some way. I'm certainly rooting for the Lions, but my head says the 49ers on this one.
I don't think that 5th ranking rushing does not take into account that Gibbs has shown up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, now, look, Gibbs has been doing this all year.
Yeah, but not
they
at
just
the level
don't put
he
him on. No, he's been doing this all year. They just don't play him enough to show as much as he's done in the playoff for whatever reason. They haven't given him the opportunities to do this all season. So this isn't anything new for Gibbs. He didn't just appear out of nowhere. They actually gave him opportunities to do something. So he was able to do this all year long. He has.
I think what it is, Knock, is you got to think about their head coach. He's an old tight end. He likes smash mouth. And I think
and Montgomery is that guy.
Right. And I think he softens them up with Montgomery. And then later on in the game, he gives that screen pass, or he gives him that, that draw play and just lets him showcase that speed when they've been loading up against Montgomery most of the game, I think they pick and choose the spots they use him rather well. I think they do. It's kind of like the difference between Elliott and Pollard. When Pollard was the backup, every time he came in, he shined. But now he's the starter.
Yeah,
it's a little different, right?
You're like,
so
and everybody's like, they made a mistake getting rid of Elliott. And I agree.
Yeah, it looked a lot better when you had 2 backs, a 1-2 punch, right?
Running back by committee seems to work well for most people.
Foxy always brings up the first Super Bowl she ever watched with me after a whole season of watching. We were pulling for the Giants in the Ravens' first Super Bowl when they had that killer defense when Ray was young. But the Giants' backfield was dubbed Thunder and Lightning, right? That's what they were. And so it's the same kind of deal. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling like, oh God, I want to see the Lions just come out and light their ass up. I really do. There's nothing I'd love more than see the 49ers get knocked out. I'm a Seahawks fan, but I think this is going to be a back and forth game, man. I think it's going to come down to who's got the ball last in this one.
Yeah.
And what Goff doesn't be Goff, kind of deal.
That's the thing. He can't.
It's still there.
If he pulls the pin on that grenade today, man, he's never going to hear the end of it. My God. Oh. And one thing he can't do today, he's got to step up in the pocket. He has a tendency sometimes to revert back to that idiot that likes to drift back into the fucking rush. That's a lot of what screws him up. And he can't do that today with Bosa and Chase coming at him, man. No, we can't do that. Thunder and Lightning sounds like a stomach disorder. Oh my God. Yeah, I hear you. Seahawks fans. Okay. I'm not subbing now. Sorry, Tommy. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, brother. I'm a Seahawks fan. I've got a Steve Largent jersey hanging up right here that's signed. He's my I've been with him since day one, though. I'm not one of those fair weather fans that jumped on it with Russell Wilson. I've been with him since 1976 when I was 11 years old, buddy. You got to give me that. I've been with him since for all the losing seasons. Let's see. America's team does wear blue, silver, and white after all, but they live in Detroit.
This year.
Man. I've heard that. I've heard them called that this week, and I'm like, don't do that, guys. Just let them be the Detroit Lions. Don't call them America's team, please. Don't do that.
Yeah. Well, and I have to admit, I haven't been a Chiefs fan all my life.
Yeah.
I started out as a little kid. I was a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Steel Curtain, Mean Joe Green, all those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then a little quarterback named Joe Montana showed up.
Yeah.
And I'm a 49ers fan, and then I followed Joe to the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been Chiefs ever since. So I've been a Chiefs fan since '94. So that still proves I'm not a fair weather fan, because look at the lean years we went through.
Yeah. Oh man, my dad being from Boston, I used to use the same argument all the time with the Patriots. How many sad sack seasons they had. So I was like, hey, I'm not mad at them for winning all these championships in a row. They're making up for years of being garbage, right? But you guys, I got to say, the Chiefs have had some good. Well, you were in 2 of the first 4 Super Bowls.
We started out well. I mean, we had Lenny Dawson.
Right. And look, the guy I'm wearing a jersey of today, I bought it because Trent Green was awesome. That offense was prolific, dude. They just didn't have a defense to go with it. They had to outscore everybody they played.
And we arguably wasted the best defensive duo.
Oh, Derek Thomas and who was
Derek Thomas and Neil Smith.
Neil Smith. I do remember him. He was the pass rusher, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Yeah. Yeah. But when it comes to this game right here, man, I really want to see Detroit show out, man. But hey, if it's a war, so be it. Let's do it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Priest Holmes, I've got his jersey in here too. My wife, I got this one for me, and we got the Priest Holmes jersey for Rhonda, my wife, when we went down to see them play the New Orleans Saints, when the New Orleans Saints was just garbage.
You know what I've got to say about Priest Holmes? Fuck Sean Merriman.
Who's Sean Merriman? I don't even know who that is.
That's the linebacker for the Chargers.
That broke Priest Holmes' neck.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that's how he went
Priest
out.
Holmes.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the one that hit Priest Holmes and bounced him off his head.
Oh, well, let's hope that Jim Harbaugh just sucks and is out of the league in 3 years. That'll be awesome.
Well, Sean Merriman hasn't played in years. This was years ago, but
I hear you. But still, it's a Charger, right?
Yeah.
Chargers going to charge. Keep charging, Chargers. Even with your new head coach. But
yeah, except they go from charging on the field to charging on the credit card.
Right. Once again, we got another round with all three of the quarterbacks being first rounders.
Except for
Brock Purdy.
Mr.
Irrelevant is still hanging around. Just amazing to me. Imagine what Priest, Holmes, and LaDainian Tomlinson could do with today's offenses. Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Crazy. How many years did LaDainian Tomlinson top the yardage? I mean, yards from scrimmage.
Yeah.
Every year, he was the top guy. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so picking this game, I have to say I'm going with – God, I don't even want to pick this game, man. I don't want to put the no-Joe on anybody. I mean, I'm going to go with the Lions because I just think Shanahan is going to get too conservative at some point in the game, and the Lions are going to jump on it. I mean, he can't keep doing this. He can't keep handcuffing his team the way he does, especially right before the half. What'd you say, Knock? I didn't hear you.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Right, he can't keep getting away with this. That's what they were saying about the fucking Packers this year when Jordan Love started taking off.
Like, you know what that's from, right, Joe? Like,
yeah, it's from Breaking Bad. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I've seen the meme plenty of times, dude. But yeah, man, he can't keep getting away with this. Somebody's got to make him pay for it, man. And
Dan Campbell will do it.
Yeah, he will. I love what he has. Look, he's turned the mentality of that team around. You can say all you want about his press conference, about how he's going to bite kneecaps and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's working. His guys have bought into it, and they are scrapping every week to get it done, man. And you can say what you want about that defense. You can say they're ranked number 19, but guess what they're best at? They have committed to putting 7 in the box and stopping a running game. So that's going to be the question today. Can they do it against the Niners? That's going to be a hard fucking road to hoe.
The problem is, dude. McCaffrey isn't a pound it down the middle running back. He's out on the flanks. He's catching balls.
Mm-hmm.
So
he can run between the tackles too. Don't take that away from him. He
can, but that's not where he gets most of his yardage. He gets most of his yardage from basically the screen.
The thing that impresses me about, and this has got to be how it's coached in San Francisco. You watch every time somebody gets near them, they can feel somebody near them. Both arms are on that ball. You're not getting the ball away from these guys.
Yeah, that's well
coached. The running backs and wide receivers and the tight end, they all do it. It's like, no, I'm going to shove this thing in my stomach. You're not getting it.
They would rather be 3 and short.
Yeah.
Than stick the ball out to try and get that first down and lose it.
You don't see him gambling with that football, man.
I hate it when we do that. Stick that ball out trying to get that line. It's like you're just tempting fate.
Yeah. Unless Chris Collinsworth's watching you, because then you can get all the praise.
Oh, God. People are getting sick of Collinsworth, aren't they? Good Lord. That guy, man.
And I don't want what I'm sick of is hearing about how the refs are on the Chiefs' side. You realize the most penalized defensive player and the most penalized offensive player and the most penalized player in the NFL, both are Chiefs.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I mean, for the offense, it's your crappy tackle, but that's not the ref's fault that he sucks. But
Taylor. I hate Taylor.
That's not the ref's fault.
And the thing is, we went from Wiley to Taylor, and I hate Wiley, and I'm like, I kind of miss Wiley, and I'm like.
Yeah, that's got to be your nightmare, right? You got these two turnstiles on the edges. Oh, my God, man. It's horrible. But, the 49ers are not going to give the ball away, man. They really aren't. The only way you're getting the ball away from them is if Purdy does what he's been apt to do in the second half of this season. Throw it. And what he does is he gets tunnel vision and he throws it somewhere without thinking about it. And
he's just get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball, get rid of the ball.
Yeah, he's throwing on time to somebody he thinks is going to be open. So, the weakest part of this game is the Lions defense, but one of the best parts of their defense is that kid Hutchinson they drafted. My God, that guy's talented. But they're going to double team him all day. Who can step up and get through there with him being double teamed? Because they're going to do that. They're going to double team him every time. Which one of those guys is going to step up and make some noise? That's going to be the question.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pick the Lions just because I'm really sick of seeing Shanahan get too conservative right before the half. I think that's going to bite him today. I'm picking the Lions in this one. Who you got there, John?
I'm going to go with my heart instead of my gut.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to go with the Lions. I think they're on a magical tear. I think this is because Dan Campbell has taken the worst team in the league.
Yes.
And turned that program around to being a step away from the Super Bowl.
Yep. And it took him 3 years. Just 3 years. He's turned it around. Yep.
Yeah, he turned a joke in the National Football League to a contender. And I'm like, this is, I got to go with him. I mean, and I've been saying it all year. I'm not rooting against the Lions.
Yeah.
I'm not counting the Lions out on any game.
Yep. D-Toilet lost to the Cry Boys, laugh out loud. Did they? Yeah, they did. They did. Yep. Everybody lost to the Cowboys in the regular season, though. They all lost to them. Yeah, they had you want to talk about a magical run at home. I was in there when the Seahawks tried to go toe-to-toe with the Cowboys at home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. You got to keep it up for 4 quarters with them in that house. But unless you're the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Knock, what do you think about this one, buddy?
Well, like I said, I'm definitely rooting for the Lions. But yeah, my gut says the 49ers. If they play the way they should, it should be the 49ers. Because I don't know, definitely waiting for that, bubble to pop for Goff. I like him. I like him just fine. I just don't trust him in these situations, and he's pulled it out so far. So hey, if they keep them into running, in this game, I don't care who wins because I like both teams themselves. But I'm rooting for the Lions, but I'm picking the 49ers.
Yeah, gotcha.
The only team I don't want to win in the Super Bowl and be in
the Super Bowl is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Is the Chiefs. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
All the other 3 teams, and it used to be the Patriots. Now it's the Chiefs. That's how it happens when you're a dynasty. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's
so.
What I want to see happen is I want to see Chiefs Lions.
Mm-hmm. I got to tell you,
if we're going to be the bad guys, it's like, fine, let's be bad guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And let's let Mahomes completely destroy the Lions in the Super Bowl and just crush everybody's dreams.
Yeah.
Would be a revenge game, I guess.
Yeah.
First game of the season and the last game of the season.
We have the potential to have the same matchup on opening night and the last game of the season. Yeah. That's what the potential is.
Yeah.
Let's look at the other matchups we might see. We might see a rematch of Ray Lewis's last Super Bowl. We might see that.
Yeah.
If the ones hold, then we see the Ravens and the 49ers. That'd be a good one. I think that I don't know. I'd have to give the edge to the Ravens in that one if that happens. But
we could have Chiefs 49ers. We could have
Ravens, that's a rematch from your what I think it was Mahomes' first Super Bowl.
Yeah, Mahomes'
right?
first Super Bowl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a rematch of that one.
Because he won that one, lost against Tampa Bay, and then we didn't go, and then we turned around because we lost to the Bengals, and then
Niners gang is here saying, "Let's go!" That's how I opened the show, Niners gang. I said, "Let's go!" Yeah. the last matchup nobody's really thinking about. That's Ravens-Lions.
Yeah.
Talk about an
That's a wicked one.
offensive explosion that could be. My God, that the over-under on that game would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it would.
You know what I mean? Because both of them, it'd be like watching a track meet, man.
Yeah.
I mean, well, look, we have the top 4 of these teams are in the top 6 offenses, I think, right?
Yep.
Or the Chiefs
Yep.
in the top 5 or top 6?
Yeah, I
let's
think we're
see.
number
No,
5.
you guys are 9. So
No,
I guess-
you're
I
ninth.
guess-
Oh, we're
yeah,
ninth.
so
Okay.
top 10.
That's just
You
because of drop balls, though.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that.
It's definitely, yeah, and they're talking about that too. Like, this is an off season for the Chiefs. Like, what the fuck? An off season is them playing on the road and still winning. Like, that's an off season.
And still winning, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure they're still there. They're playing today, right? I don't know, guys. It's been a great season. It's been the hardest season to pick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the NFL.
Yeah, I gave up halfway through.
The NFL loves parity, and boy, we have reached it. It you don't know week to week which team is going to come out on top. You really
and this
don't.
is because of parity, and not like a couple years ago was because of COVID. You know,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that was the most difficult time, but that wasn't because of the games. That was because at
But,
any time anyone can be out of a game.
Right. But, in a season where we saw a lot of backup quarterbacks earn some money in this offseason, if you understand what I'm saying, we saw a lot of guys step up off the bench and play some great football. They're going to get paid to be backups and continue where they're at, or they're going to be yanked and put on different rosters,
Yeah.
But in that atmosphere, guess what? We got 4 starting quarterbacks in championship weekend.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's by accident. You know what I
No.
mean? That's 4 guys that were the starter when the season started. And,
they stayed healthy.
Yeah, they stayed healthy. And what's funny is in the AFC, it's quarterback heavy now. Oh my God. All the top-notch quarterbacks. 2 of them are playing against each other today. You can ask for a better matchup than Lamar Jackson versus Priest Holmes. 2 guys that can kill you with their arm and their legs, going toe-to-toe. That's going to be fun to watch. And then you've got, on the other side, you've got a guy that was discarded. 2 guys, if you think about it, 2 guys that were discarded. One was took his team to the Super Bowl a few years ago, and when they lost, they shit canned him. They decided, you're the reason, we're going to get somebody else, right? Yeah. And then the other guy is Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
The last pick in the draft is in championship
Mr.
weekend.
297. Man.
It's just crazy. I mean, this is parity for you folks. Look at the NFC. That's parity. That's crazy. It's unbelievable. Inclined to agree about the nature of the regular season. I don't know how much parity and how much it is the bad officiating last season.
There was a lot of bad officiating.
There was a lot of bad officiating. Yes, there was.
Jeffers.
They can always improve in that area. But, there was a lot of things where the refs screwed up. And I would like to see New York, or I say New York, but it's LA now.
LA now. Yeah.
I would like to see the front office. With today's technology, you see it a lot in the games now. They'll look at things and tell the ref on the field, hey, look, this is what happened. You can't see it. We can.
And you'll actually see, if you really want to see that in action, UFL.
Yeah. That's going to be fun to see this year. Yeah. I'm exactly look forward to watching that.
They have a camera in the booth behind, was it Dean Blandino, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they do. It's refs don't even talk down there. They listen in their mic, and he's like, okay, he has a ton of screens in front of him. What's the best view? Okay, that's what happens. We're gonna go with that.
Yeah,
that's it.
Go St. Louis Battlehawks.
My whole point is this: I would like to see them continue to use that to refine how long they're taking in these officiating decisions.
Yeah.
Because a picture is worth 1,000 words. I mean, so why not assist them in? I mean, even go into these pass interference calls and stuff like that a little bit. You know what I mean? I would like to see them incrementally start to use the guys in LA a little bit more when it comes to this stuff. You know,
they've got to. Technically, they've got 3. Or actually,
what they need is a ref challenge.
Yeah,
they need a flag.
They need to expand what's challengeable. They need to expand what's challengeable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I was going to say use the technology a little bit more, but yes, they do need to expand what's challengeable as well. Yes, absolutely. I mean, didn't we get PI? That's a challengeable thing now.
I don't know because nobody. There was
in certain situations it is, but Knock, you were bitching about one call. Was it last week?
Why was there? Yeah, nobody put. There was a perfectly. It was a bad pass interference call. Mm-hmm. And it, as far as I know, it could have been challenged, but nobody did.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like the other team hurried up or anything like that. Like it made no sense.
And how many times has there been a Chiefs receiver that had a guy draped on his back this year and they didn't call PI?
That's true. That's been there was one in the Buffalo game that was really fucking bad, and he didn't challenge it. I didn't understand that.
Maybe
but then again. Wait. Yeah, you can only challenge it if the flag's thrown. Is that what it is? I think.
Yeah, that's probably
it. Flag's thrown. So if they don't throw it, you're fucked. You're completely screwed. And that's one place I'd like to see LA get involved and say, "Hey, look, that guy got raped. Why are you not throwing the flag?" Right?
Yeah.
You know,
because my name is Cheffers and I hate the Chiefs.
Is it that bad, bro?
Yeah,
that bad, bro?
No, seriously, Cheffers. If you look at our records, Cheffers calls more penalties. Even if we're the home team, we get more penalties from Cheffers than other teams do.
Damn, man. Well, I hate it for you. Pretty sure you got a couple of trophies in the last couple of years.
Yeah, we've got a couple of trophies. And also, Cheffers isn't in the rest of the year, so. You know, the super.
By the way, Kadarius Toney was inactive again. Apparently, he had a baby.
Yes, he did.
Good. He needs to stay home with his baby, doesn't he, John?
I mean, I'm hoping he wasn't.
He is. He's out.
I'm hoping he wasn't the one squatting down, ready to catch the baby. But other than that, congrats to him. I'm just. That's all.
Somebody on my feed. Somebody on my feed said, "Congratulations on Kadarius Toney for having his first child. I just hope she doesn't pass him to him."
Yeah, that's all. But that is pretty cool.
Well, all I know is I am looking forward to this championship weekend. It's my one of my favorite weekends there is. The games start at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm looking forward to it. I don't really care who's in the games. I just want to see a good game. And the thing I don't want to see, boys and girls, is I don't want to see the fucking zebras decide the fucking game. Yeah. That I don't want to see.
Definitely don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I do not want to see that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Small Time Republic knows what I'm talking about here. Let's do some good officiating, be efficient with it, and let's get it done today. If anybody needs to perform at the top of their game, it's the guys with the fucking striped shirts. Please do that so we're not bitching about the winner of one of these games, really. Because my biggest nightmare is what happened to the Saints against the fucking Rams a few years back when the Rams ended up going to the Super Bowl.
We need one of those ref teams that and I hear it a lot in college more than anywhere else. But it's like this team, referee team, it said at the beginning they're going to let these guys play.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Like, where's that ref team that's going to let the guys play? That's all I want.
Exactly. Yeah. Let them get physical out there. This is for all the marbles, man. Let them do it, Unless it's totally egregious, put the fucking flags away and let them play.
Well,
that's it.
Chiefs Ravens have Sean Smith, and Lions 49ers have Clete Bateman. Okay. So
I don't follow the refs that closely. I just don't want to see them fucking up out there.
Yeah, there's a website called NFLpenalties.com.
Yeah,
that keeps track of all that stuff.
Yeah,
there's also Football Zebra.
Okay. You hear that, guys? You can check out all the refs at Football Zebra.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man.
Is there like a refs fantasy league?
I don't know.
You
My
know,
boy threw a yellow flag today.
check out things in Vegas. They allow betting on damn near everything. I'm sure there's something.
No, I want refs. I want a lineup. Like who threw the flag?
Right.
That's 10 points.
Right.
Yeah, they keep
fantasy ref football.
They keep track of how many flags get thrown against a team, what they were penalized for, what ref looks for, what ref tends to look for more for this than another ref. You know,
really?
Where
that I know teams look at that too. Like what the tendencies of the refs are. Absolutely a thing.
Yeah, I got a list of all the refs here.
Mm-hmm.
And what college?
Yeah, but he could beat you up.
They go.
Yeah, he'd beat the shit out of you. And his son is reffing now.
Yeah,
and looks just like him.
Yeah, not quite as Jack though.
Not quite as Jack, but he looks just
like him. Ed Hockley was freaking the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's fucking huge.
Freaking ridiculous.
You can loathe him all you want, Admiral Teague. He was a big dude. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to I've got to get to the grocery store, get me a fresh case of virus of unknown origin and some limes for this afternoon. What are you guys doing for the games? You watching at home, John?
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Knock? Party or anything?
Oh, no, I got to work in the morning. I can't.
Oh, that's right. You do.
As soon as I get, if it's a blowout tonight on either side,
yeah,
I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah, I hear you.
That last thing because the game starts at 6:30, right? Quote unquote. No, it starts at 6:45, which is fucking annoying. They need to start these goddamn games at their time. But stop with this. It's the NFL, but they gotta stop with all this goddamn fanfare and bullshit at the beginning because I just want to see the games and then go to sleep. Like it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, but the fanfare at the beginning is cool, man.
I think it was like 10:40 that the game ended. It was 4 hours. That's ridiculous.
Which game was it had the A-10s flying overhead last week? I about jumped out of my chair.
I don't know.
Dude.
I don't watch
fucking awesome
stuff.
That's my favorite plane. They had, and they were flying the missing man formation. You know, the 5 wedge with the one guy missing off the one side. Oh, I was like, yes!
A-10 Warthogs, the flying.
One of my favorite pictures. It was such a great shot. It was the year we went to the Super Bowl, the opening of the NFC Championship game there at what was Quest Field. It was a newer field at the time.
Yeah.
They had a group of Blackhawks flying in from the direction of the Space Needle. You could see the Space Needle in the background. It was such a fucking awesome shot, man. Cool. It was so great. Instead of planes, they used the Blackhawks. It was so good, man. It really was. I love that.
The cool thing about the A-10 was instead of like, let's put this gun on this plane, it was let's build a plane around this gun. Well, the reason why the Army loves that plane, that's the angels on our shoulders right there. Yep.
That's the tank killer. That's the one it's the slowest plane in the arsenal, and it can turn on a dime, but it's made the perfect use of it. You saw in Man of Steel. That's what it's for. Close ground support. That's what it's made for. You know what I mean? Yep. And it's a great plane. I love it, man. It's my favorite. The Warthog kicks ass.
Yes.
Let's see. A-10 made by Fairchild was likely the last planes built on Long Island. Really? Very cool, man. Very cool. It's my favorite plane ever, dude. I love that plane. The Warthog is badass. All right, boys and girls, we're going to get out of here and enjoy some football. But before we do that, let me tell you what's going on with the channel because the lineup has changed. My days off have changed. And we have settled in on a new lineup. Of course, you know you're watching NFL Pregame Party Championship Tailgate, and we will be off next week. We will be back on Super Bowl Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So be sure to tune in for that, but we'll be off next week. Monday, we'll be getting together on Pop Culture Minefield's channel, myself and Gary and whoever else wants to stop by. Another movie that inspired Vindicated Inc., his comic book. Definitely go check out his page on fundmycomic.com. I'll put that link down on our way out of here. in the chat so you guys can go check it out. But one of the inspirations for it was the movie Rambo. This is number 4 in this series. We're going to talk about it on Military Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. And then It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way at 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday evenings. And this time around, we're going to be talking about what makes songs heavy.
I am upset I'm missing this.
Yeah, man, it's a shame you're not going to be there. You might be able to show up late, though. He goes till 6.
Yeah, I might squeak in for like the last
jump in there at the end, man. But we're going to be talking about what makes songs heavy. So definitely tune in on That 70s Rock Fans channel at 4 p.m. Central Time Monday. And then Tuesday evening at 10, or actually later on at night at 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday, it's Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. I'm going to bust out Stuntman Ignition. And if you've never seen me play this game, there's a whole lot of fails during it. Let me tell you, I'm a stunt man with a director in my ear telling me what to do. So it's a lot of fun. It was on the PS3. It's one of my favorite games. Come check it out at 10 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we start with State of the Atmosphere at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. That's our pop culture show of the week. Knock and John and a few other friends get together with me over there, and we talk about movies, video games, comic books, all the pop culture stuff. And we do that every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then. And then shortly after that ends, John has started playing video games at night. He doesn't have his thumbnail made for it yet, but he's going to be playing the new sensation, Pal World. If you guys haven't heard of this game, go watch State of the Atmosphere from last week. We showed you some gameplay, and Knock really told all of us about it about a week ago, and now all of a sudden it's sold 8 million copies in 6 days. It's ridiculous, man. But anyway, he's going to play it at 8 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel on Wednesday night. Pal World coming your way with John. And then last but not least, and also he also plays on Pop Culture Minefields channel on Fridays. He plays Baldur's Gate. Don't want to forget that one. It's just I'm only showcasing the ones that I'm on. I work on Friday nights, but he does it on Pop Culture Minefields channel on Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. And then we finally settled in on a new time for the Brothers Hack the Matrix. We're going to do it as a Sunday showcase starting next weekend, Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time. We're going to get together and do the Brothers Hack the Matrix. That's where we go through today's headlines and show you the clown show that is 2024. So tune in for that. New date and time, same clown show, the Brothers Hack the Matrix, every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time starting next week. And, of course, we'll be off for the Super Bowl. But that's our new time slot now that football's ending. So, guys, I want to thank you for being here. This season is wrapping up nicely. I can't wait to see these games. They're going to be great. It's going to be who can hold their water, who can hang on to the ball. It's going to be fun, man, because all these teams, every one of them is worthy of being here, and every one of them can win the whole thing. They can. They've shown they can do it. So I want to thank John and Knock for being here, and I want to thank everybody in the chat, Tommy and Admiral Teague and Small Time Republic and Tommy. I want to thank all of you, and until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.